wondering what the tension's about. I'm not sure if it's only me that's feeling this tension.
Yeah.
So what's about?
I'm feeling it. So this may sound like blame, but I'm catching a lot of irritation. I feel like you're not being patient today. And that's, in a way, I feel provoked. I came to meet you today with I came today with the intention, looking forward at what we could create, and excited about the day. So I really don't have anything beyond this day that I could say is informing the tension today. It's like almost a suffocation in the chest area.
Yeah.
It's almost like a suffocation in the chest area where borders on anger. It's
Yeah, I'm feeling the same.
with a push.
I'm feeling the same.
I wonder what is the spark for that. Maybe not the spark, but where it sits.
How does that feel now?
I feel like you should come back, because so I'm wondering, this is a question that I have as I'm sitting here as you are busy. Question that I'm having within myself, and maybe, not maybe, certainly about you, is how is a casual friendship? How does that look like? Or are all the friendships that you have about accomplishing and doing something, getting something done?
At the moment I don't feel safe to go there, so we'll try and go there a little bit later.
Okay.
But at the moment I don't feel there's too much tension between us to go there. I don't feel safe going there. And I need to honour and respect that. Why? Where does that question come from within you? Why are you asking it?
I'm asking it because it doesn't feel like we know each other. It doesn't feel like we have a relationship that extends beyond what we do and everything that goes with that. For me, that maybe a relationship looks a certain way, and maybe to you it looks a certain way. It may just be my own expectations, my own filters, as you would put it.
I can feel how I want to run away. I don't want to be here.
scared to push. I'm curious, why do you want to run away? Is it something that maybe you can share? Maybe it's not clear.
I'm finding the tension between us very uncomfortable. And I'm wanting you to be vulnerable, and I'm sure you are wanting me to be vulnerable, and so I'm not sure how to break the tension.
I feel like I'm being vulnerable in that I feel the same. I feel the same way as you do, like not having this conversation. And yet I'm wanting to push so that we have this conversation.
Yeah, we'll have it. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. Just allowing my emotions to
So what I'm
travel,
saying is,
and I've learned not to push my safety and to listen to it and to see what it's scared of. I'm very scared of your judgment, of being condemned by you. And so that is really where my guardedness is coming from. Whether that's true or not, I've got no idea. But there's a strong sense of strongly being judged. I don't know where that is coming from. It might be me judging you, it might be it's just a strong sense of judgment. I wanted to kind of say, fuck off, back off, back off. I didn't volunteer for this. I didn't volunteer for this shit. I can see how I'm wanting to have my own conversation, my own. I can see how I'm wanting to have my own conversation, my own agenda. But we don't have to go there. You can stay with yours. So I struggle with friends. I like to meet people in intensity, and I struggle to meet people in relaxation. I desire to have friends. It makes me sad because I feel that you and I are friends. It feels like we share quite a lot. Well, I can only talk for myself. That I've never really known a black man as much as I really know you. But yet you don't. But yet I don't even know how to say this without it becoming blame or offensive. But yet I hear you saying that you don't feel we are friends. And so there's a part of me that also wants to now go into rage and kind of say, what the fuck is your expectation? What the fuck is your expectation of me? I mean, haven't I extended my friendships out to you? Haven't I extended my arm out to you? Haven't I extended so much to you? And what the fuck is it? And where and why aren't we fucking meeting? And I can see that, and I can see how that is so much my pattern of meeting in expectation, of meeting in purpose. And I also hear you saying to me, hey Brian, it would be nice to meet with you, not with purpose. There's a part of me that welcomes that and would want that, and there's a part of me that's very scared of that. And there's also, of course, a part of me that acknowledges that I struggle with that. And I struggle, and I struggle with that, especially with you. Fuck, I hate this. I see two such different fucking Aphiwes. I see the Aphiwe to me. Scared, subservient. Let me carry your things. How would you like it? What do you want it done? I see the resistant Aphiwe. We're at my house. We take the chairs out. We carry them back in. But you don't put them where we found them. You put them outside. A little bit of resistance. Yes, I'm here, but just making my statement, I'm putting them here. I see it happen a few times. I'm going to say time and time again. That might be an exaggeration. And I'm wondering what is happening. I see how you command, steer around to get this and to do that and all of those things. And yet when the camera equipment or something like that was in the boot of the car and Sia was at the car, I said, Sia, won't you bring it in? How you jumped up at super speed to go and help her. Even although the time before when we were making the fire, she brought all of the wood. It was a lot heavier. I see the relaxed Aphiwe with his friends, and how you become tense around me. These are the things I see. Don't understand it. Don't understand it. But these are the things I see. I see how you're such a strong man, but around me, I say this with disgust. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It comes out. And so when you talk about friendship, these are all the things that I'm seeing. These are all the things that I'm feeling within me. These are all the nuances, the complexities, the added complications that I'm feeling between you and me. Not sure why they're there. Not sure why they're there. I don't want them. Consciously, I don't want them. Subconsciously, maybe I do, but consciously I don't. I definitely do not want them. That is definitely not my desire. My desire is to meet you as equal, as man on man, friend on friend, even if it is driven in purpose. We share the same purpose. We share the same vision of breaking down these barriers, breaking down these invisible barriers that keep us distant or apart or disconnected or subservient or whatever the fuck is playing out here. And my heart would desire nothing more than meeting you as an equal. But I don't know how. I don't know how. Don't know how.
I'm not going to answer you. I'm going to answer what you may be saying.
That's fine.
What I feel you are saying. I'm not going to go into CI and everything you mentioned. I see your expectation. It comes out. And I can feel the fear that if I don't meet your expectation, you'll walk away. And I can feel how even today I came to this. How today I came to this with some sort of a fearlessness that maybe is dangerous if it's not properly within myself. If it's just a fearlessness that's out there looking for a fight, I can see how that could be dangerous, but I can also feel how I came here with it. That
Thank you.
That I see all these things. I see all these things that you are saying. And even as we are preparing here, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to touch because you are doing everything yourself. And I can see how I'm being useless when I try to touch that. And I can just feel all of that, your irritation. And makes me very aggressive.
Yeah.
Makes me very aggressive, and it makes me not to care. When I'm that angry. So everything that you are saying, that you are outlining up the free Aphiwe, I know me. I know all those things. And yet, when I'm going to meet you, I'm always asking myself what's on my agenda. I better have something on the agenda. You know, it's a driven encounter. And I know what we need to do. I came here with an intention. I had an agenda also, totally different from the agenda that came up now. I'm just feeling this. So, thinking about a casual friendship, and we can't be that. That's not how we met. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be too casual that we forget what we want to do, but we do want an authentic relationship. That's at least what I'm looking for. And I can hear you saying you can't have an authentic relationship with someone who's not authentic.
I'm not saying that at all. Sorry, that's my judgment coming out as laughter. Seriously judging you. I'm sorry about that. That's my defenses, is to judge. So first of all, what I'm hearing is your confusion too. Don't know where to start.
When we met...
No, I'd like to start, if that's okay.
It's okay.
I'm just feeding into what I wanted to say, and unless you really wanted to say it, I'd like to talk. Thank you. So yes, I do have high expectations. I've got high expectations of everybody. I've got high expectations of myself. And I wouldn't be doing this work that I'm doing if I didn't have those high expectations of myself. And so there's a part of me that understands very clearly what you mean by not being able to live up to my expectations and how I must project that. Because you're not the only one that has said that, and so that projection must be there. But for me, and I'm sure maybe you see it very differently, but for me, but you might feel it very differently, is the expectations are soft expectations. There are expectations about how you show up in yourself, in your vulnerability, in your connection, in your authenticity. How you're showing up now and holding me to this conversation. So there are more expectations around how you're finding yourself than really how you make me happy or how you serve me. I've got no desire to have any servants. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. It's also interesting how different reality filters see things, and that you were condemning or you were putting down your sense of authenticity. And I'm sitting here honoring your sense of authenticity. How we're able to have these conversations, how we're able to explore areas and vulnerabilities that we don't have the answers for. That's authentic. If I knew the answer, that's not me being authentic, that's me being clever. And so I deeply respect the authenticity that you bring to me.
So I'm also aware how rare this moment is. I'm also aware how rare I actually feel this way, to actually show up. I don't fully know. I really don't know how to really show up. But I know that it's not every day that I feel like I want to show up, that I want to have a conversation. You know, I want to be me in this space. I want to forget about my stomach. I want to forget about what I'm gonna eat today, what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. I just want to live once. I just want to, I know how rare that is, that I forget about food. Just think about life and how I relate to you. So,
sorry, I'm not sure if I'm losing you.
So what I'm saying,
thank you. When you bring up food, it brings such guilt in me, brings such blame. Your hungry stomach makes me want to contract. And I'm not sure if that is something that I'm carrying or whether that is something, a charge that you carry as well, because I realize I've got quite a bit more food than you have. So I don't know if there's that implied blame or whether you're just saying that you're appreciating this conversation, and so I'm confused as to what you're really saying. If you can just help me understand it a bit better.
I have no intentions to guilt trip you or blame you for any reason whatsoever.
Okay.
If anything, would be different, the opposite, totally the opposite of blame. The reason why I'm going there is to sort of make you understand why I'm sort of putting down my lack of authenticity, because I am aware of how sometimes it's absent. I'm aware of how sometimes my authenticity is absent because of those background thoughts. It's not to say
okay,
yeah,
that's fine. And so And so what I'm aware is how much guilt and shame I carry around having more than you. I know that might sound funny, but how much guilt and shame I carry in knowing that I've got a meal tonight and knowing very well that it's the 24th of the month and more than likely you've got very little, and how much guilt and what a burden it puts on my shoulders, and of complexity, wanting to rescue, wanting to give but not wanting to give, and just all of that. I'm just saying that I'm aware of how complex it is for me, the subject of food or poverty or wealth. But I don't want to go there for now. Let's go back to the main subject.
Yeah. I can feel myself also wanting to take you out of that, and I know you are not one to be rescued. So
take me out of it then.
No. What So since I've known you, you've whether we can record this or we can cut it out or whatever, but you've made the most ridiculous decisions when it comes to generosity. I'm still struggling to understand it. You've extended generosity to me in such a way that I question myself. Why is it? I don't deserve this. I felt like I'm ripping you off many times because of your generosity. So
it's funny how we're sitting on different sides, and I see myself as holding back and confused, and how can you live on what you call generosity? I would struggle to live on that amount of generosity.
I'm used to surviving.
Yeah.
I'm surviving better because of your generosity.
So thank you, I hear that, but just how different our realities are in that.
I'm used to surviving, and you've just made my survival a little easier.
Yeah.
With your generosity.
Thank you.
It takes me out of where I was, even though I'm not where I want to be.
Thank you. So you see, Aphiwe, my friend, the road that I'm travelling is a road about creating humanity. And so there's no bad or illogical or poor decision. It's about how I can, in my own little way, create a bit more humanity around me. And so I've got no regrets on those stupid decisions that I've made. None whatsoever.
I said ridiculous.
Whatever you said, I can't remember the right word.
I know.
It's about how I step past my logical thinking, my greed, my need for more. It's about how I begin to see you as a human. It's about how I connect to you as a human. It's about how we change society through connecting through our humanness and allowing you a small token to be able to survive a little bit better, to enable us a gift to connect like this. That for me is a good investment. That for me is a beautiful investment. Something I've got absolutely no regrets about. And that's been worth every cent, if not more.
I'm learning how to be a human in your presence.
Sure, thank you. Sure, sorry. Thank you, I really feel that. So what more do you want from a friend? What more do you want from a friend?
I want to relax.
Okay.
I want to.
Cool. So then let's make time to relax. I'll hear you on that. I'll meet you on that. That would be nice. You can lead that. But then relax means that when I come to your house, I don't have your wife having spent 3 days cleaning it to make it all beautiful for me. And relax means that when I come to your house, you don't get out those glasses that you haven't used for a year, especially for me. I mean, you can do that, and that's very nice. And that is part of relaxing. But it is not you having to go and buy a new couch to make me feel at home. There's no relaxation for that. Certainly use your special glasses for me. That would be my privilege and my pleasure. But don't go and buy special glasses for me to use. That chipped mug is good enough for me too.
I'm realizing how deformed that is. How scared I am when I do that.
Yeah.
The tension. And even coming to meet you, I don't want to be scared. Do I have something intelligent enough that is worthy of his presence?
So I can feel the tension coming here, and I can just feel that. Yeah, I can just feel. I can feel that deep wound you're carrying yourself around.
I would like to say this again. It may be that your expectations are visible, but much of it is what I carry. If I'm going to meet a white man, I better have something to say. So I'm aware that that's not entirely your fault as it is now in our relationship.
I just want to breathe into that. I'd just like to invite you to drop that. Drop that by 5 or 10% or a few percent every time we meet. It's not going to go. It's a burden. It's a burden that we both carried and both reinforced, or that our ancestors both carried and reinforced, and so it's not going to go. It's not going to go away overnight. But let it just go away, bit by bit. That's my commitment to you. I'd like you to make a similar commitment to me, of allowing it to go away, just bit by bit.
Yeah. I can say that has already started happening.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you saying, let it happen even more.
That's all we can wish for. That's all we can wish for. Our history of separation runs deep and fast and vast. In my logicness, in my cleverness, I can wish for it to be healed like that. But in reality, I know it's a journey that you and I need to go on.
Yeah.
Or the journey that we need to go on. We also being the people that are listening and watching this.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that they carry very similar charges.
Yeah, I wish this for so many of the black people that I know. So many, the opportunity.
Yeah.
Just the opportunity to let it out without feeling guilty that it's there. To let it out without defending through blame. Because I know how I blame when I'm trying to defend something that is within me.
I'm just wanting to go back to the feelings, and just want to say how it feels, how deeply we both carry it. Both carry these feelings of scare, these feelings of separation, these feelings of different realities. These feelings of, and it's easy for me to talk about what I'm seeing in you because I'm looking at you and I'm not looking at me, and so maybe you can share about what you see within me, but this deep sense of having to prove yourself, of being inferior, of having to match up to me, of I'm the clever one, of I'm, it's always up here, just putting me on the castle, the whole fucking time. That's what I can see you doing. I don't necessarily want to know what I'm doing to you, but no, I'm saying that I'd love to see what you see within me.
It's funny that you should say that, because you're right. I can see myself and how quick I am to point out what is broken within the black people, within me, within my own ethnic group, even myself. It's very difficult for me to see what's wrong in you, because all that you are is what I'm aspiring to be. Because for many years, my validation has always been based on what I have. I've come up and I've adopted the culture.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to slow down that sense of how much your approval is based on my white values. Your success is based on me, on my values. I find that quite just hits me in the heart. Don't want to put anything more to that. That just hits me in the heart. Deeply in the heart. And one of the reasons that it hits me deeply in the heart is I'm not sure how to say this, but I realize that you can never be white as I can never be black. And so it's really setting up an expectation. We're talking about expectations of something that you can never be.
I can even feel myself as I desire to have, as I push, as I think I push. I can feel how I don't even know how to push.
Yeah.
I can feel how I don't even know how to go for those things. I can feel how I'm enjoying different things than those ideas of pursuing worth, as it were. So I can feel how that's not me, as you are saying, values are set out for me. It's expectations.
I hear you. And I can see my logical brain is coming in, and the guilt's coming in and saying, "Oh, Brian, you're going on dangerous territory." And so I'm wanting to say that I'm not saying that you can't be wealthy. I'm not saying that you can't be affluent. I'm not saying that you can't be powerful. I'm not saying that you can't wear brands or have any of those aspirations. But what I'm really saying is have aspirations because they're for you. Because it's something that sits inside of you that feeds a deepness in you. Not just so you can look like me. And that's really what I'm really saying. I'm not saying stay where you are. I'm not saying that for one moment. I'm saying find the wealth. But find the wealth and what it means for you.
So I want to be wealthy. I want to have enough. I want to have enough. I don't want to scratch my pots every time.
Yeah.
It is something that I want.
Yeah. Something that you deserve as well.
It's something that
It's a human dignity, and so I can understand that.
But I can also feel how it doesn't feel like I deserve. I can also feel how I don't treat myself as worthy of that.
Sorry. I'm sorry that you had to struggle so much as a child. How the reality of just the meal for tonight is living still so powerfully within you. I'm sorry that my system of separate development has still benefited me, or still benefits me in such a powerful way. I'm deeply sorry about that. Deeply, deeply sorry about that. So I've often been asked the question of, am I African or am I European? My origins are from Europe, Lithuania. I've always proudly said I'm African. Because there's something that Africa's taught me that I didn't have, or that I don't see in Europe. And that's got to do with the heart. It's got to do with an ability to connect with the heart. I can't explain it more than that. But just how blessed I feel to be a white African. And that in Africa it allowed me to rediscover my heart. And that I'm eternally grateful for. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that. You saying that makes me feel like I have something to offer.
Of course you do, my brother. Of course you do, my friend. Find it, discover it. Give it to me. Give it to humanity. Give it to the world.
Not sure whether to bring this up, but I'm just hit by how much I've thought of myself as a nobody because of education and what it's put to me as it is. How much of me looks down on the education that I was given at home by my upbringing in my community. How much that education almost meant nothing because I did not have this education that is according to the standard academic education.
European education. In the logics, in the science, in the mathematical, in the deductions.
Yeah, I'm trying to be less offensive again as I'm staying away from that. I wanted to say Western education.
Yeah.
How much I put down my own education, and yet much of what is working for me now, especially as I live my life leading it with my heart, is that very Ubuntu education that I received
From your village.
That's all that has worked for me. I've never had any other. Yeah. I'm grateful for the language, English, that we are communicating with. I'm very grateful. I hope I hope that to continue from here, I would have the ability to infuse all that I am with who I am.
I hope so too. I hope so too. I think it's time for a beer.
Yeah. I feel empty. I feel emptied up.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.